Hi, 7th grade. Today we're going to talk about evidence and commentary in an expository paragraph. You're going to need a couple of things for this video and to practice and take notes. The first thing you're going to need to do is turn your ELA notebook to section 3. You're going to take notes on this video and you can title it Evidence and Commentary. Pause the video now and make sure that you have your notes ready and a pen or a pencil to write with. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the evidence in your expository essay. And the evidence is any facts, details, examples, quotes, statistics from credible sources. So in other words, it's the information you get from your research or your reading. Whenever we choose and we include evidence in our writing, we always want to make sure that it's this big R word, which is relevant, or it relates to our topic. If it's not relevant, we don't want it. We don't want random facts and details and examples. We just want the information that's important to and connects to our topic. And last, we also want evidence that supports our main idea. So these two are very, very connected. The evidence has to relate to our topic and it also has to support the point we're trying to make. So we've worked on that a little bit. We'll continue to work on that as we, again, are practicing evidence and commentary together, which are kind of like peanut butter and jelly. They go together. So with evidence, we also have what's called commentary. And commentary is the explanation between the main idea and the supporting evidence. So it's kind of like the glue that really clarifies how these two pieces are connected. Another way to explain it is it's like the link. It's like the link in the chain between your evidence, your facts and details and examples, and your main idea. And if right now this sounds like a bunch of words, that's okay, because we're going to look at an example. And in fact, on the back of the action verb practice that you did for bell work this morning, I want you to turn that over and you'll see this sample paragraph, which you deconstructed this, or excuse me, you reconstructed it last week. So we talked a little bit about that the introductory sentence or the topic sentence and the concluding sentence were kind of the easiest to identify because the topic sentence introduced your main idea and topic, and the concluding sentence kind of restated that piece. So the information in the middle, or the sentences in the middle, are what we're really focusing on today, the meat of our paragraphs. And first we want to identify the evidence. And remember that evidence is those facts and details that kind of relate to our topic. And just to kind of reiterate, if we go back to thinking about our topic sentence and what's our topic and what's our main idea, our topic is the Louisiana Purchase, and the main idea about it is that it was a really smart business choice for the United States. So we want to look for facts and information that kind of relates to this piece. So we're going to read through this and we're going to identify those pieces together. I want you to, you're going to highlight this information with me. So I'm going to read through starting from first, and as I go, I'm going to be highlighting the evidence, the facts and details that support this point. First, the purchase doubled the area of the country. As a result, 14 new states were either wholly or in part out of this new land. So in the second sentence, 14 new states were either created wholly or in part out of this new land. This is a fact that relates to kind of our main idea, one of the wisest business transactions. In other words, it helps us understand why this was good for the United States. The next sentence, it also gave the United States control over the source of the Mississippi River. This is another fact that again relates to our main idea. It's a fact that kind of connects to this point. Oh man, this Louisiana Purchase was a really good thing for the United States. Having access to the Salta waterway opened up foreign trade, which helped grow the American economy. Well, this is even a little bit more of a fact. It did open up the way to foreign trade, so that's kind of even additional evidence there. And then that last sentence, finally, the cost of the transaction was extremely low. the total of 15 million amounted to about 4 cents per acre, which is a very small price to pay for the quantity of land. In this long sentence, the part that's just kind of the straight facts is the part between the punctuation. The total of 15 million amounted to about 4 cents an acre, which is a very small price to pay. So if we kind of review our evidence is, again, the facts and the details that we kind of drew from the sources. It's not where we're explaining anything yet. It's solely just kind of the facts, just the information from those credible sources. So the next thing we're going to take a look at is the commentary. And again, to review, commentary is where we're explaining the connection between the evidence and the main idea. So we've already got all of this. Let's see, it did open up the way to foreign trade. We've already got all of this information highlighted. All of our evidence is already broken down, our topic sentence and our concluding sentence. We're one more time going to review the main topic, which is Louisiana Purchase, and the main idea, wise business transaction. In other words, the Louisiana Purchase was good for the United States. Now we're going to look back at the remaining sentences and we're going to see, where does the author kind of explain or connect the evidence, the facts, to this main idea of the wisest business transaction. In the very first sentence after the topic sentence, we see that the author is saying, well, the purchase doubled in the area of land in the country. So in other words, this is starting to show that the the Louisiana Purchase was a really, really good thing for the United States. Next, if we look at the next piece of evidence, where the United States got control over the source of Mississippi River, which helped open up the way to foreign trade. At the very end of that sentence, there's another positive for America, which helped grow the American economy. So again, this last part of this sentence helps connect back to the main idea. It was a wise business transaction. In other words, it was good because it helped the American economy. And the last kind of piece of evidence had to do with the cost. And in this case, we almost have commentary in two parts. It's like a commentary sandwich. First, the author is introducing kind of the main point, that the cost was really, really low. So in other words, it was a good business transaction because it wasn't too expensive for us. After the actual detail, a total of 15 million amounted to about 4 cents per acre, so that's the actual fact. The author kind of re-explains this piece, which is a very small price to pay for such a quantity of land. So again, going back to, oh, the Louisiana Purchase was really, really good because it was a cheap deal for the United States. So really quick, to review about evidence and commentary, there's a couple things we can take away. One, evidence and commentary work together to develop the main idea. They are like, again, peanut butter and jelly, they're best friends. They are come together. Two, just like I said again, they're a package deal, so we can't have one without really the other, and that evidence will be incomplete without a little bit of explanation to develop it. Also, evidence and commentary can come in a variety of orders, as we saw from the sample paragraph. We saw that the evidence can come first and the commentary can come second. We saw that the commentary can come first and the evidence can come second. We also saw that it can kind of be a commentary evidence sandwich. You can start introducing the connection, then introduce the evidence, and then kind of wrap up your explanation with the commentary. So there are a few steps you can use to create commentary. The first thing to do is always to look back at the topic sentence. Oh, and I do want you to write these down. So step one, look at the topic sentence. And just like I did, I want you to actually identify or highlight that main idea. Then what you can do is you can use a sentence starter. And this kind of strategy particularly works with having the evidence or commentary follow evidence. And we're going to use that for mostly our first writing piece, because it's kind of just like the easiest to see, okay, I have evidence, I have commentary. So you can use one of these 3 sentence starters to make sure that you have commentary and you're really clearly explaining the connection. So you can say this connects to blank because blank. This shows how blank because blank. This evidence proves blank because. And what goes in each one of these blanks is basically the main idea. And I'm going to get to that in a second. The last thing that you do is where you see this because and the ellipses, the dot, dot, dot. That's where you're going to explain the connection between the main idea and evidence, again, in your own words. So as a quick example, I'm going to go back to Christine's topic sentence. And Christine is choosing to write about online ordering systems and they have had mostly a positive impact on society. So the first thing I'm going to do in following our steps is I'm going to identify the main idea. Here's the topic, online ordering systems, and the main idea is that they're having a positive impact on society. So here's my kind of big picture idea that I'm going to try to prove. My evidence is already listed in my outline, and my evidence reads, even though an online ordering system might be expensive to get started, it reduces the number of cashiers a restaurant needs to pay. So now I'm going to use one of the sentence starters to help make sure that I am explaining that connection between my evidence and this main idea. So I'm going to use the third one. This evidence proves, and now I'm going to kind of go back to my main idea. I'm going to say it in a different way though, that online ordering systems are beneficial because, and now here's where I explain it in my own words. Well, it might be expensive, but it reduces the number of cashiers. So this is good for the restaurant because restaurants can reduce costs, but still make sure they have quality food. So here's where I'm explaining, again, that the connection between the main idea, online ordering systems are beneficial, and their evidence that it can reduce costs, which is mentioned in the text, reduce number of cashiers. So what I want you to do now is I want you to go to your outlines and I want you to work on developing the connection between your supporting evidence and the main idea by including commentary for both of your paragraphs. Happy drafting!